You're live on the internet. Look it, you're live. Can you see yourself? Bubba, can you see yourself? Look at you. Look at you. Now, how do we share this? Let's see. How do I share? Is this a share? Oh, yay. Get it out, Bubba. You can get it out. We have audio. We have audio. Good job. Okay, baby boy. Sup?
You want me to take?
No, you can stay for a little while. Hey, Rafa. Our first live. You want to say hi to everyone, Bubba? Hello, Nur. How are you? We're good. Got the little man. Say hi, Boo Boo. Can you see yourself? Hi, Lizzie. Hi, inspired by you. Say hello to everyone, Bubba. Hi. You want a toy? Want a toy? Oh. There you go. This little man is still getting over being sick too. So he may have some coughs, but I figure that he can come and hang out with us too for a little while. We're doing all right. We're still getting over being sick in my household. This little guy started daycare, and when he did, we all got sick. Right. You got a little sick? 10 lipstick kisses. Funny story, I wore lip gloss and I kissed his cheek and he must have been allergic to it. And it was just a clear lip gloss and his cheek got all swollen. I immediately rinsed it off his face, but it was a little scary. Hi, Mari. I'm really bad with pronouncing names, by the way, so get it off, bub. If I say your name wrong, I'm sorry. Can you see yourself? You don't want to see yourself? Here. Mommy's water bottle. Good job. How's everyone doing today? It's snowing here. I was ready for spring, but spring's not ready for us. Good job, Bubba. Let's see if I can make you be more in camera. Does that work a little better? Can see you? No. Uh-oh. Here. Hey, Tech Lid. Hopefully, you guys, if you're not supporting each other, hopefully you can check out each other's channels. What are you looking at? Not sure how long we'll go live, but we'll see how it goes. Weather here is decent. We were in the 40s and 50s, which is really nice for us. But lately we've been more in like the 20s, and it was snowing. Well, it's currently snowing right now outside. Good thing it's getting warmer there. Social distancing is a real thing. Hey guys, good afternoon. Boom, 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 boom. Dance party. Dance party. Bless you. Bless you. You want your toy? This whole live thing is kind of fun. Not entirely sure what we are going to chat about. I've seen some other lives, and they had kind of rules of the live on the screen. If I continue doing this, then I will try to do that as well. But essentially, you want to make sure that you're centering your comments so that they don't get flagged. But use a little heart if you want to join each other's channels and support each other. He is a cute baby. Thank you. He'll be 8 months next week. He's getting so big. Want to show everyone how big you're getting? Big smiles. So I have 2 teeth in my mouth. Good job. Good job. It's crazy going live for the first time. We're only 6 minutes in. My connection sucks. I'm sorry, Rafa. I honestly don't know what this looks like outside of the screen here. Yeah, 8 months. I can't believe that he's going to be 8 months. Time just flies by. People say that all the time, but until you actually have a kid, it doesn't really mean anything. Do you want to go play? Do you want to go play? Are you getting bored of mommy? Okay, I think he's getting a little bored, so I'm going to go hand him off to his father and let him play, and I'll be right back. You guys connect. Okay, bye-bye. Ooh, bye. Okay, I'm back. Nice and cozy. I'm in my basement, so it's pretty cold here. I have a heater over here to the side and a blanket and some long sleeves for sure. But how are you guys doing? Lizzie, you said it was pretty nice where you are. Mari, I am 29. I always have to count. I always forget how old I am. Do other people forget how old they are? I don't know if that's just me. Yeah, 3 is pretty crazy too. I'm excited for when he can start to walk because I feel like that's going to be a total game changer. I feel like I'm getting pretty washed out. I'm going to see if I turn off one of these lights, if it will help. Now, that helps a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Hi, guys. From Spain. Nice to see you guys from Spain. I don't know if I have talked to anyone else from Spain on here yet. I'm trying to forget my age, 32. 32 is not a bad age. I am excited for my 30s. I feel like 30s are like prime time. People talk about like how 20s are great. I honestly think 30s are key. Oh, well, hi. Nice to meet you. Thank you guys so much for coming and joining, chatting for a little while. How old are the rest of you guys? All trying to forget your age? Please let me know if I'm saying your names wrong, too, because I'm really bad with names. I have my trusty water bottle, trying to stay hydrated, beat the virus. You guys are fun. I've seen a lot of other YouTubers go live and do their like small YouTube support streams. And typically those are when I'm working, so I'm not able to actually participate very often, but they seem really fun. I've been able to join maybe 2 or 3 lives since I joined YouTube, and everyone does it a little bit differently, but it's really interesting to kind of tag along and watch. How many of you guys are under quarantine? We are, all non-essential businesses around here have been officially closed. We and my household are still working. We're considered an essential business, so we're still going to work outside of the home. 26. 26 is a good age. I feel like my life changed at 26. It's like that tipping point where you can no longer say you're like mid or early 20s. Brazil, nice to have you. Am I saying your name right, Mari? Or do you say, is it Mari? Yeah. Lizzie, thank you for all your help and your support. Schools around here are closed as well. Daycares, it just depends. My daycare is kind of like a day-by-day situation on if they are going to be up and operating or not. But until the government shuts them down, they're planning on keeping their doors open. Isolation period. How are you guys dealing with it? I am in my zone. I'm a hermit anyway. Honestly, my life really hasn't changed other than being paranoid and kind of being more stringent with my routines. But for me, our day-to-day looks the same during the week. We're still going to work, taking my little one to daycare. So we haven't really been isolated more than we typically are. Traffic is better. Traffic is definitely better. Oh, cool. I'm happy that I'm saying your name right. But childcare. Yeah. I mean, I think that it's just a mental change when people tell you that you can't do something. Like, I never wanted to leave my house before, but now that they're telling me I can't leave my house, I want to leave my house. I see a lot of people kind of going out and, hi, Steve. I see a lot of people going out and taking walks and things like that. So it's not like you can't do anything at all. My little guy's too young to like go and play with the neighbors anyway. So he doesn't go out and run around, but life hasn't really changed other than kind of being a little bit more paranoid, making sure we disinfect our phones. If you were here a little bit earlier, my son does have a cough right now that he's getting over. So I took pretty much all of our decor down because it just holds dust and I don't want any extra dust. Our lungs are working hard enough trying to fight off this infection and his cough and our cold. So I just took everything off and put it away for now. People are stockpiling on food and toilet paper, and it's a little insane, to be honest. A little insane. I wish you could link people's channels in your live streams or like videos and stuff, and people could chat. It'd be really nice and fun. I wonder if there's any other options on this. Oh, cool. I can make your guys' chat window larger. Well, that is very convenient. Okay, cool. I'm playing with all of this new technology. Don't know if like the audio is good. I'm assuming you guys can hear me, but I'm not sure if there's an echo or if this is the best audio. I moved your chat screen over to the side over here so I can see you guys a little bit better. That's so fun. Okay, great. Thanks. I'm happy everything sounds good. Yeah, honestly, I don't know why everyone is hoarding toilet paper. Like, it's definitely a commodity and, in my opinion, kind of a luxury. As long as we have running water and we can do our laundry, honestly, we could just do reusable toilet paper and stick it right and wash a lot of laundry because, honestly, it's easy enough. Average temperature these days. I live in Wisconsin, so every day is a little bit different here. We were running probably mid 50s for a little bit, but now we are between like 20 and 30 degrees. I think it's like 22 to 25 maybe outside right now, and it is snowing. But audio is great. Okay, awesome. I'm happy. I'm using a microphone that can be a little bit sensitive sometimes. So if I start clicking or tapping too much on the counter, it definitely picks up all of those little changes. Humidifiers, though, my boyfriend installed a humidifier for the entire house in our HVAC system. We ordered it off of Amazon, and I should actually put a link in one of my videos because I would really recommend. It was only a few $100s, and it was a game changer. Like, there's a couple different ways that you can set it up, but it will keep your humidity in your house set to a certain point, plus or minus whatever you have kind of set up and structured. But it is really nice. I feel like that saved us through this winter with having the little one. Kind of with him having a cold, I wanted to get another humidifier to keep right next to his bed to make it extra humid, because the one that we installed in the HVAC, it will only run if the HVAC is running. So if the AC isn't on, I don't think it runs with the AC. I think it's only running with the heater. So if the heater's not running, so on those really warm days, we don't have a lot of humid air kind of circulating throughout the house, but I do really like it. This is so interesting being live for the first time. I'm not seeing any comments come through, so I don't know if you guys are still commenting and I'm not seeing them, or... Oh, interesting. You can put users in timeout and go to channels. I'm going to click on one of these that says go to channel. I want to see if it features, oh, nope. I wanted to see if I could like go to other people's channels and it would show on my screen, but it doesn't. Now, how do I get back to your comments? Okay, I got back to your comments. It would be interesting. I'm wondering if you can do like live chats where I can be live and then like Rafa is also live and I can invite him into this video and his video can be side by side with mine, for example. I'm not sure if that works or not, but that would be very interesting. I haven't seen other people do that on YouTube, so maybe it's not possible. Oh, happy Mother's Day. I always forget that other places, they have their holidays on different times of the year. So happy Mother's Day to you. Oh, great. Thank you. I'm happy that the audio is good in Spain as well. Yeah, on Twitch, I've been thinking about potentially making a Twitch account and kind of going live on there as well. Hearsay and the conspiracies. So I am probably someone you could label as a conspiracy theorist. I always have crazy conspiracies. Hi. But I don't know. every time I'm thinking about how the news is really only covering this one topic, I just keep thinking about how there's so many other things that are happening in the world that we are just not hearing about. And that's a little scary to not hear about a lot of different things. But Mother's Day is Sunday. I'm really bad with holidays. I think Mother's Day is in May here as well. But it might be the first Sunday. I would have to look at a calendar. I'm really bad. Second Sunday in May in Brazil. Yeah, it's a lot later than it is right now because we're still in March. So yeah, that's interesting. But conspiracy theories. I don't know. I've read a lot about people saying that this virus was part of like a biological warfare that they released trying to do like population control and all of that stuff. I don't know that I necessarily believe that. They also talk about how they are using this to kind of make all of the media talk about one subject so they can hide something else. I think if there was anything, that's probably a little bit more probable, but at the same time, I'm not sure if I really believe it. I keep track of the holidays because we all have to cover these topics. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I keep track of the holidays in that I have to work all of them and organize who else is working, but I kind of cross the bridges one at a time. Right now, I'm just kind of focusing on trying to get through daily life, it feels like. Yeah, I don't know. In the beginning of this entire thing, I definitely felt like it was being blown way out of proportion. And to be fair, I'm still not sure if everything that's being like talked about and to the severity that it's being talked about is really necessary. But we have to understand that everyone has free will and we have so many different people that digest information in so many different ways that it's important that people reiterate the same thing in different ways and a lot of times trying to get them to change their behaviors. So I think that I'm going to still go into spring break and act like nothing's going on is careless, to say the least. But because even if those people are in like the prime of their life and they're nice and healthy, ultimately they can get sick, bring it back, and give it to their loved ones. And if I'm a 20-something-year-old going on spring break because I still want to party and I already bought my tickets, and I go home to mom and dad who maybe are in their 50s or 60s at that point, I'm putting them at a really high risk. And I don't think that that is fair to do to anyone, much less the general public that doesn't even know anything. I know, it's hard to believe. Like, I feel like everything took off and just happened overnight. It feels like every single day things change so much. The Eyes of Darkness. I have not heard of this book. What is this about, Rafa? But it's so crazy. Because I work full time, and I'm sure a lot of other people that are doing YouTube also do the same, I have to film in advance and then I will take my time kind of editing and uploading. But I typically have my videos preloaded in YouTube about 2 weeks in advance. So all of my content just feels very inappropriate to post now because it just feels so insensitive. Some of the families are in high risk. My mom suffers from an autoimmune disease, so she's definitely in a high risk category, and I definitely feel for all of those people. She's still working outside of the home, and that's scary. Other people, if they don't take it seriously and protect her from what they may be bringing in, and it doesn't even need to be corona, it can be something else. Like, that is very serious for people. It's also sad not being able to see people face to face. It's kind of hard too when you have daycares closing down and then you have other people that still have to go to work. And I know for us, if our daycare were to close, a lot of times we'll have grandparents watch our little one, but we can't do that right now because he won't be in a 2-week isolation period And we're never going to be in a 2-week isolation period. So there's always going to be a risk of him or us giving that to the grandparents, and that's just not worth it. And it's crazy. What I was hearing on the news yesterday was that China had no new cases, so that was promising. But at the same time, I don't feel like anywhere else in the world is doing a complete and total lockdown. I never see my teenager anyways. Yes. Hobart, is that how I say your name? Hi. I was born in, Carla, I was born in Wisconsin. So I'm from the United States, kind of really central in the state. But yes, I don't know. Teenagers, I am happy that I had a son first because I feel like teenage girls are going to be a little bit harder. Apparently the writer predicts what's happening now. This is not my opinion, though. I was watching a press conference, and I forgot the name of the guy who was talking, but they were talking about how this is exactly how they predicted everything was going to roll out, because it could happen with the flu every year as well. So it's not like this is new territory. For the people that kind of work in these industries, they plan for this stuff. It's just we have to kind of take into account we have free will, we have so much travel, like people are not isolated in today's age. It's also crazy thinking about like the grocery stores and how so many people kind of take advantage of the fact that we have grocery stores and these people are going to work and they didn't think anything of them. And sometimes I've seen a lot of people be really rude to like the cash register people or the people bagging their groceries or even like stocking shelves. Like say thank you to those people because they are just like the nurses and the police officers and everything. Like they are putting their families at risk being at work each day, making sure that we all have food that we can purchase and bring home. So all of that toilet paper that gets restocked in the morning, yeah, those people, they have to touch that product that is then being touched, that's then being touched. And they have to go through and clean all of the shelves in the grocery stores. Like, that's a big job. Hi, Isabel. Yes, public. I didn't even think about veterinarian technicians. I mean, it's probably reassuring right now that we're not passing the virus between pets and humans. But, I mean, it originated there. So there's a lot of concern as well. And also kind of, hey, Manga family, or I don't know if it's manga or manga. I probably put an N in there and I'm not supposed to. But it is really difficult to think about, okay, like if my pet gets sick, what do I do? Kind of right now with my son being ill, I'm a new mom. So anytime he sneezes or coughs, I'm automatically going to be concerned because I am a new mom. But he's had more of a wet cough and he's coughing up phlegm. And so typically, like I would automatically just run to the doctor and make sure that they're listening to his lungs and getting him checked out. But you can't do that right now. Like you don't want to bring your kids to the doctor unless you absolutely have to. So kind of talking to the nurses online or over the phone, they're like, unless he is literally not being able to breathe, like you don't want to bring him here. And that's scary. Yeah, people aren't self-isolating. There's a lot of people that just don't take it seriously. I agree. Yeah, restaurants. Well, are your restaurants and your bars and everything, are they closed completely? Or are you guys still being able to do takeout and delivery orders? I know for us, all of the non-essential businesses are shut down, but for restaurants and bars that have food, you're able to order food for delivery, or you can go there and you can pick it up. Car side appointment, sanitizing like crazy. Yep. Hospitals are really difficult. And then all of those people that are working in the hospitals, I mean, they're at really high risk. The situation in Spain is all at home, all shut down except supermarkets, chemists, and petrol stations. Yeah. That's how it is here. For the most part, we have all the schools shut down, all of the non-essential businesses. So we have Daycares can still operate, but they can't have more than 10 adults. So depending on the ratios between children and adults, that kind of limits how many people can be in the facility. No churches are operating. We still have grocery stores, pharmacies. I'm a contract manufacturer, so I make like disinfectants and like baby wipes and things like that. So I still have to go to work, unfortunately. I'd rather just kind of have everything go on pause for 2 weeks so we can really like cleanse our system. But at the same time, what is going to be good enough? Is it going to be 2 weeks? Is it going to be 30 days? And people need toilet paper. They need their antibiotics. They need to go to the doctor. Like some people still have to go to work, and it's just crazy. Closed completely. So you guys are in total shutdown. Some have to stay home, open to take away, but not many. In Italy, they got 10% of the doctors sick now. That's crazy. That's scary. Restaurants and bars are closed, but still doing delivery. Sounds like Minnesota is headed towards this total shutdown. Schools are already closed. I have a friend who's posting on Facebook, and they were talking about how if you're able to get delivery and get carry out, that you should, because there's so many small businesses that are not going to be able to survive through this. So we'll say it's all because of that. But honestly, we were lazy. We did order food. And just the delivery is so much different. We had the delivery driver, they were wearing gloves, and you had to sign the piece of paper for your credit card slip, but you kept the pen. They wouldn't take it back. And they wouldn't go all the way to your house. You'd have to go out to the car. And it's completely different. It's so different. It's crazy. It's scary, though, to be a physician or a nurse and you don't know if you're sick, but you still have to go to work, and then you could be passing it from patient to patient to patient. So even though you go to the doctor and you're scared of the other patients that are getting you sick, it could be the nurse that is helping you that's ultimately getting you sick. Washington, even going to Best Buy. Yep. 20 people at a time. We had, my boyfriend went and got a haircut right before everything shut down, and they were only allowed to have 10 people inside. So, mothers and children and stuff, they were asked to wait in their car actually because they couldn't have more than 10 people inside of the haircutting salon. UK is heading to a complete shutdown. Says they're looking at 2 to 3 weeks behind Italy right now. People can't go into the stores anymore in Best Buy. I mean, honestly, there's so much that we can do online that do we really even need to go to these stores? But at the same time, I'm just waiting for the Amazon, the US Postal Service, all of that to be shut down because, yeah, I can't go in and buy all this stuff, but I could just order it, and who knows who's touched it or what it has touched. Not even people necessarily, but you could easily sneeze on a surface, and then your package kind of slides against that surface, and now you've picked up whatever, and it got delivered to your front door. So I don't know how many people are taking care of what they're ordering. Also, cardboard is porous, so it's not like you can just disinfect it. But again, that could be a complete conspiracy theory with our Amazon packages. But we really live on Amazon here in our house. It's really interesting hearing about kind of all the different places in the world. News reporting all the beaches. Yeah. California, they just had a 30-day lockdown, I believe, announced. It was either 30 days or 60 days, but I think it was 30 days where they're not allowed to open any non-essentials. Take care. Be safe. Yeah, it's insane right now. It seems like there's no place that's not touched by this. One good thing, honestly, though, out of this process is it feels like it's bringing everyone together. And I know it's not for a great reason, but it seems like everyone is really coming together and trying to support. I would say the masses of people are trying to support each other, and that's good. I mean, there's going to be people that are, because you told them to do X, they're going to want to do Y. And I mean, that is technically their right. But I think there's going to be, at least in the United States, I think we're going to have some military enforcement come at some point if this keeps going the way it's going. Amazon is life. It's so crazy, though. I'm just thankful for like what we do have access to nowadays. Think about if this were to happen like 50 years ago, it would be a completely different situation than it is right now. I mean, yes, our grandparents can't come and visit their grandson, but at least we're able to go on to video chat and like videos like this you can share with your family. So that's amazing, but you didn't have this technology at all back then. Discussing the virus, he does this every day. It feels like the only thing I see on the news right now is the virus. Like that's the only thing I see. But to be honest, I'm not a huge advocate for the news. Like it depresses me to watch the news because it's just so much negative energy. But through this entire process, I have been following the news just because I want to kind of stay on top of everything that's going on and keep myself educated, because ultimately that's going to be the way that you're going to keep your family safe. But kind of with every information or source that you're getting, like I like to take everything in, digest it, and kind of process it myself, because you want to make sure you know where everything is coming from. Indo, nice to meet you. Amex. I'm really bad at pronouncing names, guys. That is going to be showcased in this live. If you get nothing else from this live today, you are going to get the fact that I cannot pronounce names. Spanish flu of 1918 infected 25% of the entire world. Yeah. I want to keep up on what's going on, but I'm getting burnt out on hearing about it constantly. I agree. I completely agree. And I feel like also it kind of makes you desensitized to it, because it's just pushed on you and pushed on you and pushed on you. And in the beginning of this, I really didn't take it as seriously as I do now because of how much it was just thrown down your throat. It was just crazy. But I'd rather be safe versus sorry and act like it is as big of a deal as they're making out to be, even if it's not, because I'd rather be on the safe side of things and protect my family and the ones around me. Yeah. Good for you. Good for you. It is very depressing, though. I understand like how it would be such a big, huge burden to say, I'm going to shut down everything, because that's hard. It's hard for the economy. It's hard for the people, their mental health. It's hard to recover. Typing more than 2 emojis. Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm supposed to remind you. When we send more than 2 emojis, it's not great because it can get flagged by YouTube. So please don't send more than 2 emojis in your comments. But also while you're commenting on other people's videos, or when people are commenting on your videos, I highly suggest that if they use more than 2 emojis, that you do remove those comments from your videos, because you can actually get, once you get monetized, you can get demonetized from that, or you can also get your channel completely taken down. By people saying like, subscribe to my channel, or saying that you'll pay them to go onto your channel. So you do want to kind of meter your comments. And if you comment on one of my videos and you do use a lot of emojis, I'm sorry in advance. I do typically delete those. But like I was saying, it has to be a really heavy thing to do to say that you're going to shut down everything, knowing how that's going to impact so many people. But at the same time, the hardest decisions are sometimes the right decisions to make. So it's important to make those. I can't believe that we've been live for 40 minutes already. I am probably going to stay live for a little while here. And then when my little one needs to eat, then I will jump off and take care of him. But I'm thinking about potentially going live every Sunday. For those of you guys that don't know, I do upload 3 times a week, Sundays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. But kind of as I'm not really going anywhere other than work. And I would love, honestly, I would love to do a day in the life and being able to like show what we do at work. But for privacy reasons, I'm not able to do that. And I don't want to get sued or fired. So I'm not going to take you guys to work with me, unfortunately. But I may end up doing a live stream on Sundays instead of doing a Sunday upload. We're going to still feel this out and see how it goes. But it's been really fun kind of chatting with everyone too. And hopefully if you guys are not supporting each other's channels, if you do have a channel, please go and support these other people's channels. It's great having people kind of be here and connect with each other. I don't know that I have a time to upload 3 days a week or 3 times a week. I feel like that's part of the reason that I've been getting sick, because that definitely cuts into the sleep. And my little one will not sleep throughout the night unless I am there 100% of the time. He literally, I don't know how he does this, and he's done it since probably, I don't know, maybe like 3-4 months old. He will wake up and like peek one eye open to make sure you're still there. And then if you're not, he'll start screaming. Like, he's smart. That kid is smart. He's a problem solver. And he knows how to make sure mommy's wrapped around his little finger. Trust me, he knows. I'll have to check out this book that you were recommending, Rafa. So what's going on in your guys' worlds other than quarantine? My 2-year-old still won't settle to sleep without me at night. Yeah. I know, it's a double-edged sword, right? There's people that say, like, never let your kids sleep with you in bed. It's such a bad habit and blah, 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 blah. But at the other time, it's like, your kid's only going to be young for so long. And yeah, it's so tiresome when you're in the thick of it. But at the same time, it's like, there's a lot of bonding experiences that happen. And there's also a lot of data that says that sleeping with your baby and co-sleeping, don't lecture me, don't come for me. I know that there's a lot of stuff that says you should not be co-sleeping, but there's also a lot that says it will regulate your baby's heartbeat, that it helps them with the circulation of their blood and their breathing. Like, there's a lot of really good data to suggest that you should be co-sleeping with your baby. My son is going to be 8 months in 3 days. So he is going to be 8 months, and it blows my mind. He's going to be such a big boy. He's so crazy. We bought his first pair of shoes, and I had no idea how to buy shoes. So we took a tape measure and measured his little foot, and I got him some shoes, and he thinks it's funny, but I don't think he likes them because they're really heavy on his feet. So he can't like jump as much, but only 2 bedrooms, looking to move ASAP. There's so many people that are moving right now that are either looking for houses or they were already in the process of moving. And that is crazy to me, having to go through and do an entire move, especially if you're purchasing during all of this. That's just insane. I'm curious to see, after we get out of this and we are on the other side of it, how it impacts all of the small businesses and, people's jobs. I'm complaining about having to leave my house to go to work and how that's scary, but at the same time, at least I have a job. There's a lot of people that are concerned about how they're going to feed their families or keep their lights on, and that is scary to me. Growing up, I grew up with a single mom. Like, we had trouble paying our bills for sure, and I've definitely been there, and I feel for those people. It's been fun kind of hanging out. And time flies doing these live streams. I see some people post and it's like 3 hours later. I'm like, how did you sit there for 3 hours? I can understand that you could sit here for 3 hours, especially if you had people that you were chatting with or you're doing something with people that like play video games and stuff. I can see how, this is a nice chair. This is my boyfriend's chair. What is this called? Secret Lab? I don't know, but it's backwards, but it's called Secret Lab. It probably actually has a name, but this is a nice chair. It's comfortable. I never really sit down here. Selling your house and looking to buy, and it's hard in this climate. Like, with other people not knowing if they're going to have a paycheck or a job, I'm wondering how the banks are going to really react to giving out loans. If interest rates are going to skyrocket or if they're going to go down because people aren't looking right now. Yeah, I think they're definitely going to get worse before they get better. I think there's going to be a lot of foreclosures. So, I mean, if you're in the position where you do have extra funds and you're looking for investments, at the flip side, it could be a good time to get into the market. But at the other side, it's like those families are losing their homes. And if you're trying to sell for whatever reason, I don't think it's going to be the easiest process. I was reading, I think TechLid actually shared it, where they were talking about people getting released from prisons and jails and things. And I hadn't thought about that at all, about all of these people that are in jail right now and how they are at risk for exposure just because they're, stuffed in a box with a lot of other people. 3 months to breaks the renters. That's nice. That is very nice. We here, they're talking about doing a stimulus where, depending on your income, you would get, I believe, up to $1,000. But, it depends on your expenses. Is Wisconsin an expensive state for buying houses? Honestly, it really just depends because it depends on the area that you want to be in. Okay, let's take a step back. In comparison to other places like New York and California, no, this is a very cheap area to live. But living in those areas also comes with more income. So for us, there are definitely a range of houses, but you can get a really nice property for like $70,000, and that you could never get like anything for in some areas. But yeah, it's all relative, right? We have a house that's down the street from us that is a couple of blocks long. The owner of that house owns like a cleaning company, one of the companies that goes into like other businesses in the area and does like all of their rugs and their mats and their deep cleaning and stuff. And they might have a couple other companies as well, but their house is a couple of blocks long and they have a basketball court, a full water park on their house. Like that house is huge and very expensive. But I feel like that's not very common here. Yeah. Everything is cheap here if you're coming from someplace like huge, but it's all relative. I would say that Wisconsin is a pretty reasonable place to live. I feel like we have a very I think we have a pretty good school system, public school system, pretty good options. It's hard to find people to even work here right now because our unemployment rate is so low. So, there's a lot of good things about Wisconsin. And I like that we have trees everywhere. And kind of have 4 seasons. It's changing a lot lately, but roughly 4 seasons. I feel bad just kind of talking about this whole virus thing. I feel like we need to talk about happy stuff. I've made it a point to not make virus-related content on my channel. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that too, because I don't want to be insensitive and acting like nothing is happening by not making content about coronavirus. But at the same time, I want my channel to kind of be an escape where we don't have to focus on all of that negative energy. So it's a bone of peace. Yeah, no, you can get, there are houses. I think my mom actually she may have paid less than $70, and she has a 3-bedroom house. I also know I had friends that got a 5-bedroom, 3-bath foreclosure for like $55,000. So you can get some really good deals. But at the other hand, there are more expensive properties too. But I feel like those are harder to sell too. I don't know what the average income is in Wisconsin. I'm sure it does have a range, but I'm not sure what that range is. Also, if you guys are here and you are subscribers of my channel, I really, 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 really try hard to go through my entire subscription box and make sure that I'm liking and commenting and playing all of your videos. Even if I can't watch them all, I do try to play all of your content. And being sick this last month really put me really far behind. So I'm just going to have to pick a point where I'm not going back anymore and I'm just looking forward. But I think I'm going to start doing like a daily, like playing my entire subscription box. So at least I can play your guys' videos. Yeah, I don't know what like the average house is around here. I would say that like 180 to 250 is probably a good like middle market for a lot of properties here, but it does depend on the area that you're living and trying to get to. So I think I'm going to call it in about 10 minutes, cut this off at an hour. I think that's probably a pretty good stopping point, at least for our first live. And I'll consider doing more of these if they go over well. But this was fun, kind of hanging out and chatting. I think it might be more fun if we had snacks. So if I do this again, I will probably set it up so that there's a preview so that everyone can grab some snacks and I'll grab some snacks and then we can sit down and we can chat and have snacks and kind of like a mukbang thing. I love watching mukbangs. What are your guys' favorite videos to watch? Because honestly, my favorite videos are really chatty videos and I'm a really chatty person. If I have to be in the mood to chat, but in general, I'm in the mood to chat. And it's so fun to like be able to interact with you guys. One of the things I love about YouTube is getting to know all these different people from all over the world. That has been so fun, and building these different relationships. It's also so interesting getting a peek inside of your guys' homes and how you do things and little like tips and tricks. It's so much fun. But yes, I think it would be way more fun to have treats. I have some poster putty back there on the door. You can kind of see that blue stuff. I have some more in my hand. I had some pictures on this wall that I wasn't sure if I actually wanted to hang them. So I got this like putty stuff that you can hang pictures up with. And well, I mean, it's meant for posters and like pieces of paper, to be honest, but I was doing full on framed pictures with it. And needless to say, one of them is no longer framed, but the stuff is really fun to play with. Slime and all of that jazz. If you guys did not check it out, I did upload a video on my channel today. It was an Easter basket video, and it was in collaboration with the Thornhill family. So Lizzie, who's here chatting, you should go and check out our videos if you want some Easter inspiration, a little bit of sunshine in the midst of all of this chaos that's been going on lately. We did film our videos kind of before the craziness began. So at least there's no mention of all of the zombie apocalypse stuff that's going on right now. Play-Doh is so fun. I love making Play-Doh. And when I was little, I tried making it without using up all of our salt. So as you can imagine, that didn't go over well and it quickly molded. But Play-Doh is super fun. And now they have like magnetic, kinetic sand and stuff. That stuff's really fun too. Again, stuff you can get off Amazon, which is amazing. I was thinking about all of the different like video content that's going to be changing. For people that make a lot of cleaning content, your houses are probably pretty clean right now. Make Play-Doh daily. That's crazy. Thanks for supporting, Rafa. I don't know if I can make Play-Doh daily. I envy people that can take care of kids, or like Isabel was talking about, she's a vet. She works for a veterinarian clinic. I envy people that are able to do that. Time is flying so fast. I can't believe that we've been on here for 55 minutes, to be honest. I really can't. But also, I mean, the days are just kind of flying by. It is so crazy how people talk about when you get older that the days just slip by. It really does. Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it's 2020. I cannot believe it's 2020. It's so crazy to me that people were born in 2000 and they're adults. Like, they're over being adults now. Like, that's insane. 17 toddlers. How many people do you have working with you? I hope you don't have 17 toddlers with one adult. That's crazy. My daycare, they can have one, for every one adult, they can have 4 babies under a year. I think it's 6 weeks to a year for one adult. It's crazy. But yeah, people that were born in 2000s, like early 2000s, they're already going to be 20. Like, that's insane to me. My younger sister, she's 2.5 years younger than me. And it still blows my mind that she's in mid to upper 20s. Like, that's insane. One adult for 4 toddlers. Okay. That's similar to what we have here. I'm not sure the exact ratio for toddlers because I know it does increase. Like, you can have more kids to adults at some point. I just don't know what point that is. I really wish that you could do a little bit more interactions in the chat here, though, that you could actually do like videos and voice memos. That would be super, super fun. I don't know if you guys use Twitch, but if you do, I highly suggest that you go and check out Merzer, MERZER_. That's my boyfriend's Twitch. He streams on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Fridays, and he usually plays Mario. And so this is his setup for where he streams, and this is his comfy chair for where he streams. It's good. I mean, you have to love your job, right? Like, if you love your job, it makes everything else go so much easier. So much easier. And it's a lot easier waking up and going to work. I've definitely been at points in my life where I was not so excited to go to work, and you feel it. It makes it hard to go to work. Sometimes it feels like there's a lag in the comments, and it also like kind of flickers out sometimes. So that's a little bit difficult. So also, I wish that the comments would read to me because I'm lazy. So it'd be really nice if those would read to me and I didn't have to read them. But it's still super fun. Ooh, I can also comment in here. I don't know. People say that you're crazy because you have kids of your own and then you work with kids. I feel like, don't people normally have kids of their own if they work with kids? I don't know. I don't know why people would say that. That's a weird correlation to me. When we were looking for childcare for our son, I always asked if that person had kids because I think there's just things that come with being a parent. And I'm sure you probably get a lot of similar things if you are a long-term caregiver to children and you never had kids of your own. But having a child of your own and you have them 24/7, you definitely come up with tips and tricks along the way. That's interesting. Still trying to convince my other half for baby number 3. Before I started having kids, I definitely wanted to have like 5 to 8 kids. And then I had my first one, and my pregnancy was not the greatest, guys. I struggled. My mom I'm one of 3. And out of the 3 of us, my mom only got sick with me. So I was like, karma, I'm clearly going to get sick, right? And apparently if you get motion sickness, then you're most likely or more probable to be someone that's going to suffer with morning sickness. And I get motion sickness. My mom was sick with me. So karma came back and it hit hard. And so I was sick throughout my entire pregnancy. And I mean, the first entire trimester, I was so tired. And then I was sick and I was having morning sickness throughout the entire day. And then I was having a lot of pain because my son was ripping my abdominal walls apart. So yeah, having gone through the first one, 5 is a bit much to actually happen naturally. But I am going to get off of here, I think, guys. Thanks so much for coming and joining this chat. I hear my little one upstairs. He's definitely ready for a little bit of milk and probably a nap. So I am going to call it. But thanks for hanging out with me. If you guys didn't already, definitely go and check out all of these channels for people that were in here commenting. They're all great channels, and I know that they would love having you in their family. So until next time, I'm going to talk to you later, but bye-bye.